Shams, right now with the Wolves struggling. How is Minnesota approaching building around their superstar, Anthony Edwards? Let's talk about that for a second.
They're approaching that everything they do is based on him, what fits him long-term, his happiness. I mean, there's for sure been so much frustration we've seen on Anthony Edwards' face when you think about his post-game interactions. He called out the team a few weeks ago. They responded in kind, played really well, but we saw how he did the other night with the refs, going at the refs. It's been an up-and-down year for Anthony Edwards because he has experienced something he's never experienced before, and that's changes around the roster, massive changes. This is a totally different team than he came into the league with. It's a totally different team than last year's Western Conference Finals team, and I think it's taken him some time to adjust to that. When I talk to people around Anthony Edwards, they say he needs to go back to having fun, enjoying the game, and also it's a totally different change of scenery for him in a lot of ways.
But what are they telling you, Shams, that he finds most frustrating?
At the end of the day, it's a wins and losses league, and we've seen him make comments about the offense, about the structure of it, and how he's able to incorporate around it. In the past, you had a stretch shooting big in Karl-Anthony Towns. You had players that kind of surrounded that with him and Anthony Edwards. Now Anthony Edwards is trying to find his spots, pick his spots. Where am I best suited from? Where am I best from here? And it's like everyone should adapt to him, not him adapting to everyone else. And for Anthony Edwards, that's just the progression of a star player.
Perk, is that an indication that Minnesota regrets this trade that they made for Julius Randle for Karl-Anthony Towns?
Absolutely they do. Absolutely they do. And look, when they made this trade, I went on social media and I tweeted out both teams won, in my opinion.
Right.
I lied and I was wrong. Look, real talk, this trade by Minnesota could arguably go down as the worst trade in NBA history.
Come on, man. That's a bit hyperbolic.
The worst trade in NBA.
The worst trade in NBA history?
Let me explain why.
Go ahead.
You trade away a guy, one of the most skilled bigs, one of the best shooting bigs to ever play the game in Karl-Anthony Towns, that you just went to the Western Conference Finals with. Not only did you trade him away, you traded him away when he was in his prime. Okay, and then you get back a guy, Julius Randle, who could go out there and get you 20 and 10 a night, but he doesn't complement Anthony Edwards well, right? And so when you think about Anthony Edwards this season, he also attacked and went publicly for their offense. And everyone is wondering, why is he shooting so many three-point shots? Why is he not attacking the paint? How? When you have Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert on the floor at the same time, team are going to play boxes and elbows. They're going to load up on Anthony Edwards. They're going to go under on screens. They're going to force him to take. Julius Randle does not fit with Anthony Edwards.
I'm not going to hold you accountable, but that was a long-ass answer, and I told you to be shorter. I told you that, but you didn't listen. But I'm going to let that slide. I'm going to let that slide. It was longer than 45 seconds. All right. Now, on the other, listen to Karl-Anthony Towns. Let's do a little favor to Minnesota and be fair to them. His contract, he's under contract for much longer, massive salary, $49.2 million for the season, $53.1 million next season, $57.1 million in 26-27, $61 million player option in 27-28. You, Alex Rodriguez, you knew ownership and what have you in Minnesota, small market team. That is a challenge. That's why they made that move, Shams.
In a lot of ways, this was the second apron, everything salary-related. How do we maximize Anthony Edwards' entire career? Maybe not just one season. How do we maximize everything? And really them feeling like that this team might just have a cap on how good they are. How can we make moves that allows us to compete now and also into the future?
Well, let me move. Go ahead.
That wasn't it. So, I mean, you decided to get rid of Karl-Anthony Towns and keep Rudy Gobert? That was the answer to that?
I will also say there was a lot of criticism around this, Tim Connolly and whether he made the right move, trading for Rudy Gobert.
Right.
So this is similar right now.
We got all day to debate it because we're going to be on the air until damn near midnight. You know, so we got all day. We got all day, but this subject is not going away. Let me transition to Wembanyama. Because right now, when we see the way that this brother is playing, I'm looking at the ball handlers because I'm looking at the shot-making ability. I'm like, Lord have mercy. I don't want to hear about him dunking. He's 7'5". Damn, he don't even have to jump to dunk. I don't care about that. But the other skill sets that he brings to the table are absolutely marvelous. Perk, are you taking, or how many players are you taking over Victor Wembanyama if you're trying to start a team in the NBA?
If I'm trying to start a team in the NBA today, it's only 3 players that I'm taking over Victor Wembanyama. That's Jokic, Giannis, and Jason Tatum. And the only reason I'm taking Jason Tatum is because on the stacked team, he still every single night is getting you close to a 30-point triple-double. He's been balling out of control. But when it comes to Victor Wembanyama, he's Lil Wayne. No ceiling. I expect him in the next 2 years, 3 years to be the best player on the floor on both ends of the floor. No one in the league could do what he does as far as his defensive prowess and what he's able to bring on the defensive side of things. We have never seen anything like him defensively. Offensively, we're starting to see him come into his own. I still wish he would go a little bit more in the paint, but he's starting to knock down those threes.
Go ahead, Shams.
Victor Wembanyama is so focused, he's so driven, and that's what you want to see from today's star, a guy that could be a face in this league. And because of his greatness, and because now they finally have surrounded him with a point guard like Chris Paul, with a wing like Harrison Barton, Devin Vassell coming off the bench, he's played big when he's been healthy. Stephon Castle,
Baller.
They've drafted well in San Antonio, and they've put themselves in a position now where you can go out this season, in the summer, next season, and going out and making win-now moves. They're not sellers in San Antonio anymore. They're a team that wants to win and win now around Victor Wembanyama.
Now, let's give credit where credit is due. To pick up a CP3 in the offseason, that's a big pickup for them. That's leadership right there.
Did you just have me on a timer when I was talking?
I didn't have you on a timer. I have a timer in my head. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a damn clock. I got it programmed. I know what the hell I'm doing. By the way, Victor Wembanyama, 24.8 points, 9.9 rebounds, 4 blocks this season. Only 3 players in NBA history have averaged 25, 10 with 4 blocks, and each player only did it once. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Patrick Ewing, and Hakeem, the Dream, Olajuwon. That's the company Victor Wembanyama is in. I don't know if I'm taking anybody over him right now if I'm trying to start a team where you 7'5" and can shoot like that, Big Perk. But again, we on air till midnight. We got all day to talk about that. Let's go. I got a promo to do right here. 5-star studded game.